Well, thanks everybody for being here today. My name is Mark Dannels. I'm the sheriff here in Cochise County. And last couple of days, we've been drawn to the attention of the Benson area, specifically to the Pomerene area, Mescal area, where there's been reports of dogs possibly injured, possibly cruelty to the animal type scenarios. One of the reasons I think this is important is I can't control media and I can't control the social media side of it, but what I can control is the facts of every investigation. So we want to clarify today what we know for that's factual, not what's an opinion on social media. We take these crimes very serious. I mean, animal abuse, is being a huge animal lover myself, is huge to us. And if we can find the suspect or suspects involved in this, we will hold them to the criminal justice system the best we can. So we want to make sure that the community works side by side and in partnership with us. I've talked to our first case. Sadie was a dog that we believe there was criminal intent behind that. We're working that case. I spoke to the Jerry, the pet owner, and I gave my condolences on that. But my team continue to work that case along with the support from the community. So we want to make sure that we're doing everything right for Sadie and her family on that. Other cases have developed from there, but we want to clarify some facts. And overseeing this investigation for me is Lieutenant Carl Larimer, who's my operation commander for this northern district. So I've asked him to give you all a brief case by case from the missing dogs to the last one reported, which was today. Which I have a team out there right now that's working some interviews on these investigations, and as soon as we get those, through our outreach office, Carol Kappas, we'll make sure we get those updated to you as soon as we get them and keep our victims informed that are here with us today too. Again, my heart goes out to them because someone might disagree with me, but pets are part of our families. They're part of what we do every day, and I take this serious. So you have my support that we're going to do everything we can for all of you guys on that. So this time I turn over to Lieutenant Carl Lermer, then I'll come back up for any questions. Carl?
I'll start off with the first incident, which involved the canine Sadie. That incident was reported on January 3rd, approximately 09:08 hours in the Pomerene area. Unfortunately, at the time our deputies were dispatched to that scene, the Sadie had already been recovered by her owner and had been taken to a crematorium, and that process had already begun or ended. So upon our deputies' arrival, the crime scene basically did not exist. Community has provided some leads to the deputies. The deputies are working those. The leads mainly consist of suspicious vehicles, possibly some persons in the area. They're relatively vague. We have identified multiple of those, and the deputies are checking up on that. We did conduct an interview with the subject that did the cremation for Sadie. He, due to the fur on Sadie, he did not notate any visible injuries, marks, fractures to the skull. He did note that there was a large quantity of blood that was coming from Sadie's nose and mouth area. Move on to the second reported incident, which occurred on January 5th, again in the Pomerene area. It involved, or started off as a report of a fire at a fifth wheel. Deputies arrived along with the fire department. The fire was extinguished. The reporting party, or the fifth wheel owner, had advised deputies that there had been 2 dogs inside the RV at the time of the fire. Those dogs were not initially seen, but deputies later were informed that those dogs were seen out in a field area. Fire investigation was conducted this morning, and the cause of that fire was deemed electrical due to some electrical wiring that was not up to code. Yesterday, the owner of the 2 canines from that fire called the sheriff's office to report that one of the dogs, Beans, may have been shot in the face. Our deputies responded. They noted that Beans did have a large amount of swelling to the face, but could not see any projectiles or exit or entry wounds. So the owners were asked to take Beans to the vet so she could receive care. As of this morning, we spoke with the vet. It's a local veterinarian here in St. David. The vet informed us they do not believe that the injury was sustained from a gunshot. Due to the angle and location, There was no fracture or damage to Beans' jaw or teeth. They believe the injury was sustained either during the fire or subsequently when Beans took off running out into the desert area. But the veterinarian did not believe it was due to a gunshot. Since then, we've also had a third event, which was reported today in the Benson area, where a canine, I do not have the canine's name, was located chained up to a tree near the Mescal on-ramp. ACOs responded. They recovered the animal. Shortly after the recovery, somebody did call in stating their dog was missing. They believe somebody took the dog. We do have deputies investigating that at the moment. That's what I have from those, at least the reported incidents. With missing dogs, we only have one report of a missing animal. That was Cinder. Our deputies and ACO did conduct interviews with Cinder's owner this morning. There's no signs of foul play. Cinder, there's no fence where Cinder resides. Cinder's allowed to roam freely. The only information we have is around the time Cinder went missing, which was Thursday or Friday of last week. There was vehicle headlights seen around the Cinder's owner's property. But that's all we have for Cinder. Any questions?
You mentioned the fifth wheeler. Is it also called a camper? Can it also be called a camper for
Yeah.
people? You had said faulty wiring. Is that
Yes.
correct? Is for someone who doesn't know how to start fires, obviously, does that mean someone had to intentionally do something to the camper to ignite that?
So I'm not an electrician,
Sure.
but from my fire investigator, I believe it's 110. So the wiring had gone from a different location into the camper, and they plugged in a 210 cord and had to hand wire it into a 110 outlet. That overloaded the system. The wires then got so hot that they welded together and created a fire.
And you're claiming someone did that. Someone did what you just explained, right?
Yeah, that had
Okay.
to have been done by a human, yes.
Yeah. And then another question. Are we thinking there's someone targeting dogs out there? What are we thinking right now?
From the information we have from all these separate incidences, we don't believe they're connected. With Beans, after speaking with the vet and deputies conducting their investigation, we don't believe Beans was targeted by humans specifically. The injury, again, more likely sustained from Beans having to self-extract herself from the burning fifth wheel or camper.
Sure.
The one incident that we do believe there could possibly some criminal intent is Sadie's incident.
Okay.
Other than that, we have nothing, no evidence leading us to believe there's criminal intent in any of these other cases so far.
But the fifth wheeler catching on fire, that doesn't seem criminal to you guys so far.
No, so the owner had recently passed away, and it appears as though they needed power. So what they did is they obtained power from a nearby residence, wired it so they could get power. Again, different power voltages going into the wrong outlets, and that eventually over time overheated it and created the fire.
Okay, so what you're saying is that the owner of Beans is not the owner of the camper.
Correct.
Okay.
As far as we know.
All right.
And there was a neighbor of the camper that claimed that she heard a gunshot. Are we to assume then that it was maybe like a pop from the fire that she possibly heard? And she also stated in the social media post, or it was relayed anyway, that she thought she saw somebody leave. Can you clarify that better?
So that was reported. Again, to clarify with the popping, the deputies, when I called them briefly after that incident, did advise me there was a lot of popping. Being to a lot of house and structure fires with the chemicals and just the materials inside homes, you usually get a lot of popping, crackling, very loud noises. So that is more than likely what was heard. The deputies did advise me. Initially, during the initial fire investigation, interviews were conducted, and individuals provided information basically stating they saw nothing. The following day, they went back out when we received the updated information on Beans' injuries. and an individual who previously stated they saw nothing then advised the deputies that they saw a suspicious person. They guided the deputies to the area where they saw the person. The deputies did do a canvass of that area, and it was a desert area, found no foot sign that showed anybody was in that area, at least recently.
Okay.
So at the moment you guys are saying at the moment, are you looking into beings possibly being attacked, or no, we believe it's her injuries are from the fire?
Going off of what the veterinarian told us, yeah, we believe it was more than likely sustained from the fire or her running from the immediate area thereafter. At this moment, we don't have any evidence guiding us to the foul play at all.
Okay, I spoke with the owner of Beans, and they believe, obviously it's different belief, and then what you actually have, that Beans mauled someone protecting Joey, the other dog that you mentioned. But at the moment we can't, that's not proven at the moment, right?
Correct.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
And there's speculation out there that there's a rope, possible strangulation.
Yeah.
The veterinarian clarified to us that there was no injury to the neck that would
Beans.
substantiate of Beans being strangulated or part of that. So we're trying to close any leads we have, but we investigate each lead. So we encourage the public, if they have information on any of these cases, well, any information, call us so we can get that information, send our team out there that's working. He's got his team out there working. Like I said, that's why a couple of them aren't here right now, because they're interviewing somebody right now, is the fact that we want to substantiate. If we have somebody harming dogs, harming animals, we want them. I can assure you we want them.
Yeah.
But we got to get to that point. We do.
Okay.
On say our first animal, we think somebody harmed that
Yeah,
dog.
you told me that.
And I told the owner that, and we're going to do everything we can to, through the community, of course, try to identify that person. The one we're on right now where the dog was tied up on the on-ramp, off-ramp of I-10, obviously somebody moved that dog. So we got some ideas we're working on. We're going to continue. That's where they're at right now, doing interviews. Because if you're taking a dog out of somebody's yard, that's a burglary. That's a burglary. Animals are property. They're pets. Their property. So if that's the case, we're looking at a burglary charge. So again, we're going to look at every angle here, because if we do have somebody, going back to your question, that we think is harming animals, that's an attack on the community. So we want to identify this person and get them into custody.
Do you think this is all weird, though? All of this coming in such a short amount of time, all of this.
Hardest part that we're dealing with right now is social media. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying it in a real way. People go all over the place on social media. People that don't have the disciplines like you all stand in the room with us to get the facts out, along with our victims here that are with us today. They're here because they're missing a dog. Some like Jerry's lost a dog, and people that love animals. So we want to make sure that we're answering those factual answers for them. But we have to get there. So social media, if you see something on there, give us a call. Let us look into it, and we can either support it, negate it, or say we're not sure yet. So again, keep working with us. I mean, we take this serious. This is not something that we're not worried about. We're very worried about this, because we do have that individual or individuals that are attacking animals. We want to know who they are and get at them.
Okay.
So to clarify, you don't believe that any dog was shot at this point. It was the neighbor mishearing something. People are asking questions and comments here, that it was probably the fire, that she heard some sort of what sounded like a gunshot.
Correct.
Okay.
At least from, again, the only injury that the vet treated was the only injury they saw, which was to the face. And speaking to the vet this morning, the vet said they did not believe it was due to a gunshot.
Okay.
Have we spoke with the owner of that camper or no?
So the actual individual that had
That
resided
passed away, that's
had
right.
passed away.
Okay, so who are you now contacting? Is it just the owner of Beans you're contacting about that camper?
Yes.
Okay. So at the moment, we don't know who, made that overload to that camper, right?
Correct.
Okay, all right.
We think it looks accidental.
Okay.
It doesn't look like we have a crime of intent where you have the mental culpable state. This is an accidental fire.
Camper looks
And
accidental.
then we have a dog that's been involved with everything going on.
Got
You
it.
can see where that grew legs. I hate to use it like that, but bottom line of this is, if we can show that Beans was abused, we're all over it. If we still, something we're missing, bring it to us. Bring it to us and let's look at it to either confirm it or not.
Okay, perfect.
Any other questions at all? Thank you guys, and again, we work for the victims and those pets. We're gonna do everything we can to bring some resolutions and answers for that. So thank you all for tuning in. If you're like on Who FM and your viewers, let us know what we can do for it. Thank you.
Can you just spell your first and last name for us?
Yeah, first name is Carl, and it's Carl. Last name is Larimer, and it's
Right now,
L-A-R-I.
Mary, if you
Mary.
grab the microphone.
What's your position?
I am.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, folks, joining me right now, and Mary, can you hold on to the microphone here and have those? Yeah, let's hold on.
You want
to
me
the
to hold it?
microphone. And
Oh, sorry.
joining me right now is Jerry Schoenrock, and that's to my left, right? And then Misty Farnsworth. She's the owner of Cinder, and Cinder is still missing. Misty, can you give us any new information on that? Have you had any new leads from people?
I've been having leads coming in every single day, but to no avail. We have not found Cinder. We sent up several drones yesterday, doing some aerial, hoping to maybe find her, and just had no luck. So basically, right now she's just not home.
Thank you.
And obviously because of the circumstances of the situation and the death of Sadie, which is under highly suspicious circumstances and is believed to be intentional, obviously you're concerned, and that's why you got the poster up right away.
Yeah.
I think you were initially hoping that she would come back, and now obviously you're a little more concerned because you just don't know because of what's happened here recently.
Right. Well, my concern escalated when Jerry's dog Sadie was killed. I became very, very concerned. And then the social media presence we've had, I've thousands of views, hundreds of shares, and sadly no one has seen her. As I mentioned, I've gotten a lot of leads, and I've chased them all down, and I've been running circles trying to find this girl. I have not, and no one has a clue where she's at.
Jerry, obviously this is a painful experience for you. Talk about your dog. How long did you own or have her, I should say? And do you have any other dogs as well, or?
I've had Sadie for 10 years. She was abandoned by her previous owners. She was about 10 months old, and I was notified she was left in the yard, so I went and got her. So I've had her for 10 years. I actually had 6 dogs at one time, and 2 of them passed away, 3 of them. And then I just lost Sadie, and just a couple weeks before that I had 2 other ones that had just passed away of normal circumstances, not like this. Sadie was an amazing dog. She was never thought this would happen to her. Very smart dog.
You heard what the sheriff had to say today in this news conference. Any thoughts after what he had to say that you want to say?
No, I mean, I know that we're sure that it was intentional. She was 5 miles from our house. Her collar was found in a tree with a cable attached to it. Our yard is fenced. The gate was closed. There's confusion as to how somebody would have got Sadie, because Sadie doesn't go to strangers. So she's a really good guard dog. So we're very confused over how somebody would have got her or why. So it is really confusing. I'm pretty upsetting, but.
Well, we'll be definitely following this, and keep us updated, and we'll try to keep you updated, and hopefully we can find whoever it is that did this. Do they have any leads? Did they tell you behind the scenes of any possible people that possibly might have?
No, but I'll tell you, they are being really good about checking out anything that we tell them. They're really on it. They've been contacting me every day and checking up on just about everything. So they're really doing a great job. Unfortunately, when we found her, we certainly didn't do everything that we should have been, as far as we didn't think our dog was murdered or think it was going to be something this serious. So we probably didn't do the right protocol as we should have. But in that moment, you're not really thinking clearly. So probably should have done a few more things differently. But.
All right. I'm with Mary Moran. Mary, is there anything else that we want to ask, or did you have any other thoughts?
Well, Misty, your your dog disappeared December 31st, right?
That's when I noticed her missing. The previous day, it was a rainy day like it is today. I had noticed her on my back porch. I noticed her when I fed. When I came to feed her the next morning is when I realized that she was missing, and that would have been New Year's Eve. And I found it very strange because my Great Pyrenees and her are literally a shadow. They don't go one without the other. So I found that very odd. And as Sheriff Dannels mentioned, we're very rural. She's not penned in. She's Great Pyrenees and she's a mix. And she wanders, but she's always home. She's like clockwork, you know. She goes out, she comes home. She doesn't terrorize the neighborhood. We have many neighbors that adore her and feed her snacks, you know. But I know for a fact that the day before she went missing, she was at home all day because the weather kept her under shelter. So.
And the other day you sent up a drone. Any sightings at all?
No, yesterday we had 3 drones go up in different areas in our neighborhood, and as far out as 8 miles out, we had people because she's a dog and she might have roamed somewhere we didn't expect. And anyway, so we did have those unsuccessful. We went till literally dark, and I also followed 3 different leads of sightings of dogs that could have possibly been her that were there. They were not, but.
And now with the weather coming in, we would love the community to contact Cool FM with any sightings, any information at all, and we will pass it along to Misty Farnsworth. Jerry, thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
God bless you, and you know, may little Sadie rest in peace, and may we find Cinder before too long. Maybe Cinder found a boyfriend somewhere, and she's
I
hanging out.
doubt
I don't
it.
know.
She's pregnant. She's about halfway through gestation, so she doesn't need a boyfriend. She's got a good one at home.
Okay,
so.
very good. So contact Cool FM with any leads. Thank you.
And we also had somebody that you had mentioned put up a reward.
Yes.
Can you talk about that?
Oh, that was somebody posted for Sadie.
Okay.
For Sadie, they had posted. It was a private, just an individual. He had posted $1,000 reward for somebody that leads to the
apprehension
Right.
of the individual. Okay, so
Yes.
that's the clarification on that.
And we are working on possibly doing something else for another reward too, but his is separate.
Okay,
So
gotcha.
yeah.
All right, so there is $1,000 reward looking for whoever did this to Sadie, and so spread the word on that too as well. All right, ladies, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. Do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.